Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you everyone for joining. Today we are talking about the CLEC workshop preview, which starts in March, and we'll also be talking about a little bit about the events in CLEC, because since we are kicking off our 50th anniversary celebrations, we have some new events that will be happening in March. So real quick, for those of you who will be watching at a later date, we're recording this on December 15th, 2022. And the reason we mention this is because our core documents are updated throughout the year, but mostly twice a year. So if we talk about compliance issues at any time during this call, and you are unsure about current compliance, please check out the website or contact staff. Today on the call, we have two volunteer content experts who will be presenting the workshop in March, and they're also authoring the workshop, Keri Brophy Martinez, who is the chair of PARC, and Jennifer Knight, who is an MLS educator on RCAP, as well as Marissa James, our CEO, and my name is Mark Spent. So let's get into NAACLS at CLEC, and we'll start with the workshop. So all of these details, there will be no test after this, and you don't need to memorize them because they are readily available on our website and our NAACLS News, because registration is currently open. So the workshop title is Preparing for Successful Accreditation, the When, Why, and How. This workshop is before CLEC technically. That's an important detail. As you will see, this registration is separate from CLEC. So we partner, with ASCLS, or they allow us to do this workshop before their official registration kicks off, because we have so many program directors there. So that is why it is a half-day workshop between 7 a.m. and noon on March 2nd, 2023. In New Orleans, Louisiana, it will be a hybrid workshop, so you will be able to register to attend online as well as in person. And to again stress, this registration is completely separate from the CLEC registration. So you have to do this through our website. Right now, I'll hand off to one of our presenters, Keri Brophy Martinez, to kind of give an overview of the objectives of the workshop.
Thank you, Mark. So for our workshop, we are going to be looking at the overall process of accreditation, from preparing for the self-study all the way through the site visit, and even looking a little bit beyond the site visit to help you generate and develop timeframes and timelines that should hopefully decrease your stress level in both preparing for the self-study and the site visit. During our session, we also hope to introduce you to some NAACLS resources that are available that will help you prepare for your self-study and hopefully avoid different high areas of citations in the area of standards 2 and also standard 4. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. That's a lot in a few words.
Thanks, Keri. I was having a problem unmuting right there. So when we go into the next slide, my computer will cooperate. There we go. So Jennifer, do you want to kind of add to the overview and the objectives that Keri just gave?
Sure. Thanks, Mark. So yeah, our goal with this is really to, like Keri said, decrease your stress level. So we are going to look at kind of the big picture of how the accreditation process works and all the pieces and parts that are involved, depending on what type of accreditation award you get and what reports and things might be due following that. But we are going to spend a good bit of time on how to organize your self-study so that it is easy for you and for the site visitors and the self-study reviewers to kind of make their way through that document in preparation for your actual site visit. So we'll spend some time on help you how to learn how to organize some things and talk about how it's okay to put things in more than one spot. And then we'll talk too, in preparation for the site visit, what kinds of things you will need to have on hand for the site visitors to look at. And so we may step through this as a standard by standard process or just answer questions. We'll talk about probably our own experiences and things that we've encountered and things that work well for us and things that don't work well. So we'll try really hard to make sure that to give you kind of a comprehensive picture so that you can go into the process knowing exactly what you need to do and be less stressed about the whole thing.
Yeah, and what I do want to add, the little I've seen of the development, I think what to kind of highlight what will make this workshop unique is really kind of this focus on from the start to the finish. I think, we have heard feedback from individuals who've been to workshops before about some practical examples, and I think we're focusing on that start to finish to provide some practical examples. We want to provide some practical examples, but also some larger concepts, especially with, as both Keri and Jennifer said, common citations when it comes to standard 2 and other commonly cited things. So it's really that balance. Okay, let's talk about registration. So this information is also available on our sign up page. I do want to point out, we do have an early bird fee and we do have a late registration fee. And the importance of those dates, just so everybody can see those dates and understand that we do have different fees for different times, because obviously the closer we get to the workshop, and processing those registrations does take up staff efforts when we are focusing on preparing virtual items and working with the presenters to refine the workshop. So we always try to provide a little bit of a break for those early birds who want to jump in at the beginning. But again, all this information is on our website in our registration page, our CVent page. So now I will hand it off to Marissa to talk about other 50th anniversary celebration things.
Hello. So in addition to being at CLEC for the workshop, we are also going to be celebrating our 50th anniversary. That is actually technically in November of 2023. And so we're not gonna wait until November. It's gonna be an all year kind of thing. So we're gonna kick off things the first night of CLEC. And so again, we've partnered with ASCLS, which is really exciting. And so they are gonna let us sponsor the exhibit hall reception. And so we will I think we're gonna have cake and some other fun goodies. And so that will be the very first night for those in-person attendees from 6 to 8 Thursday night. And then something a little bit different this year at CLEC for NAACLS, and I think also for ASCP BOC, is we are actually going to pre-record a video in advance that people can watch and listen to before the actual CLEC event. And so our 30-minute time slot that we normally have on Thursday, it looks like it's Thursday afternoon this year, that will be more of a QA type of panel. So it'll be more interactive versus just us giving the report. We will still give that report. It will just be pre-recorded that you can take a gander at before you go to CLEC or on the plane or whatever suits your fancy. Again, we'll also have our booth for our NAACLS staff, our volunteers, and sometimes we have some content experts that are there as well. And we may have some 50th anniversary giveaways. So hopefully you have noticed our 50th logo, and it has also been placed on our website. It's also in our LinkedIn page if you haven't seen any of that. So we're pretty excited about it. And I don't want to give away anything else. So don't make me, Mark.
Okay, noted. We really want to get as many people involved in the celebration as possible, not just with potential giveaways, no more details, but as many people who want to be involved with actually the celebration. So we're going to put together a series of videos for different parties, but some that are available to the public, some for more targeted to our review committee members and our board of directors members. And we really want as many people involved as possible. So if you're a brand new program director that's just been on the job for 6 months and is interested to be involved, we'd love to have you. If you're a volunteer that's been volunteering for decades, we'd love to have you too. So we have a sign up that will be available. It'll be going out on the NAACLS news probably in about 10 minutes, that just kind of a way to gather your information. gather your email address, and just know who is interested to participate. We'll probably be looking to record these videos in early January through maybe early February. So it'll be quick, it'll be painless. We'll tell you what the questions are ahead of time, so you'll have more than time to prepare. So if you are interested in that, please keep an eye on the NAACLS news or feel free to contact staff. A real quick announcement, NAACLS office will be closed the 23rd through the 27th and between December 30th and January 3rd. So we will be unavailable at that time. If you have any questions, please feel to drop us an email and we will get to those as soon as possible if we're not readily available during those dates or prior to those dates. And with that, a general Q&A. So before we get to the question and answer, just a reminder, we do have discipline lead people always available. These are members of the review committee and they are volunteers that are content experts in these areas. They can help with standard interpretation. They're not necessarily there for consulting on a full self-study review or something of like that nature, but if you have a question about, again, standard 2 or standard 4 or standard 8, they can certainly assist you with that. If you have process questions, you can direct those towards staff. Things like when is my next bill due? When am I up for a site visit? Things of that nature. If you don't know who to ask your question, just go ahead and fire those off to staff. Since we are the paid participants in this organization, and the people you see here are volunteers. We very much appreciate those who volunteer for the organization. So those of you on the call who are a volunteer, for example, Terry and Suzanne, who I see right off the top of my head, thank you for volunteering. If you're watching later and volunteering, again, thank you. We couldn't have made it to 50 years without you. So yeah, if there's any questions about the workshop or about anything in general, feel free to enter it in the Q&A section or raise your hand. We can do it through live audio. As I scroll through GIFs. Yeah, it looks like there's no questions today, which is fine. So if something does occur to you right after this, again, please feel free to contact staff and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Hope everybody has a safe and healthy holiday season. And we will talk to you next year.